प्रणाम महाराज।
नमस्ते। Paula ji. Start. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Sahana Vavatu Sahanu Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om. Asato ma Sargamaya Tamaso ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityurma Amritam Gamaya Aviravirmayedhi. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om. Jananim Sharadam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayoh Sritpa Pranamami Muhurmuhu. Jai Chitta Sarojastham Sukhasinam Kripamayim Prasannavadanam Devim Sharadam Pranamamyaham. So we are to start a new book today, Sri Sarada Devi and her divine play. Sri Sarada Devi. As we know, Sri Ramakrishna said many times that is she small, she is my Shakti, she is my power. And sometimes he would say that she is Saraswati. She has come to impart knowledge. So I was thinking about it, and I thought Sri Ramakrishna is a painter. And he came with a mission. He wanted to give spiritual teachings, spiritual education to this world. He wanted to impart spiritual education to this world. But then it's very difficult to conceive. There should be some explanation. What he did, what he taught, and what is the mission of life, what is the goal of life. So he brought Swami Vivekananda and other direct disciples of Sri Ramakrishna along with him, so that they explain and further his teachings. The Swami Vivekananda taught the same lessons in a rational way, so that it is understandable rationally. Once it happened that Latu Maharaj was with him in Lahore. So Swamiji was going to give a lecture. So Swamiji said, "You have to come with me." And as we know that Swamiji, no, Latu Maharaj did not know English, and Swamiji would speak in English. So he said, no, you have to go. Then he said, no, I don't have Al-Khalla. Al-Khalla means long coat. He said, okay, I'll give you one. You are my brother, you must go. Are you not my brother? Yes, I am your brother. So then he said, no, I don't have a pagudi. Pagudi means like a turban. So Swamiji gave a turban also. Then he said, you have to sit by my side in the carriage. He said, no. Europeans are there, let them sit. No, you have to. You said you are my brother? Yes, I'm your brother. So you have to sit by my side. So he said, okay. So he went there, and Swamiji delivered a wonderful lecture. And he was pacing up and down, and he was speaking fluently, and then all of a sudden he banged his hands. The vase fell down. Then, after return, Swamiji asked Latu Maharaj, could you understand what I spoke? Yes. He said, yes, I understood everything. What Sri Ramakrishna said, you taught the same lesson, same teachings. So Swami said, you alone could understand. Swami Vivekananda put the same lessons in logical and rational way. And many times he spoke in English, and whatever, philosophical way, he explained the same teachings. Now, Sri Ramakrishna brought Swami Vivekananda with him. What about mother? Sri Ramakrishna wanted a model, wanted to have a practical demonstration. What happens when a person realizes what happens to him and how he should behave in this world? Sri Ramakrishna always was immersed in samadhi. Sometimes he would come down and speak with devotees. But ordinary people are not like that. They have to deal with people, deal with properties, deal with so many things. So what will be the demonstration if a worldly person wants to practice spiritual life, then how he should do? So that is why we find he brought Holy Mother Sri Sarada Devi along with him. So one part of our life is demonstration of spiritual ideals. That's only one part. The other part is her divine nature, supreme Prakriti. So let us think about this. Now first, let me complete that one. Sri Ramakrishna is a painter, and he wanted to paint Mother Kali. So he started his brush and he presented that painting to us, and that's a wonderful mother figure, Sri Sarada Devi. So this is his instrument, Sri Ramakrishna's instrument. Practical demonstration of spiritual ideals. But what about her? She is Parama Prakriti, Prakritim Paramam Abhayam Varadam, as we hear from Swami Abhidanandaji, that he is Parama Prakriti. Now two things are there. One is Prakriti, one is Purusha. So Purusha and Prakriti. Purusha is like creator, we can say, and Prakriti, who creates. So in Bhagavad Gita we find in 7th chapter, Bhagavan says, Bhumi Rapo Analo Vayu Khamano Buddhi Devacha. Anyway, that will be a completely different thing. But let me say that when the creators wanted to create, so he took two forms as Purusha and Prakriti. So Prakriti, one is in the mood of creation, and one, she became also the material cause and intelligent cause, both the things. And he created this. So Parama Prakriti means who is the creatrix, who is the sustainer, and who would absorb at the end. So Prakritim Paramam Abhayam. She is the giver of fearlessness. Yesterday also we were talking about fearlessness. Everything is full of fear. Say, like in that Mritur Dhavati Panchamiti, that the sun, moon, and everything is happening because everybody is like afraid of that truth. Only Abhay Pratishtha, that is the goal of life. Abhay Pratishtha. So she is giver of fearlessness. Abhayam Varadam. She is also giver of boons. And she took a human form, Nararupadharam, Janatapaharam, and who took away all the sufferings of the world. And she always took care of those who took shelter at her feet. So I offer my pranams to that, the Divine Mother, who, knowing that her sons are not perfect, but out of grace, out of compassion, she always helps her children who are deluded in this world, and who carries them to the other shore. So this way, we see in Sri Sarada Devi, one is the partner of this Ramakrishna Leela, and who is mother, not only of this birth, but Janma Janmantarerma, that is mother of all births, many births, and Adya Shakti, the primordial power, and who gives peace, who gives liberation, and who gives fearlessness. So, we are studying such a life. So, it is a wonderful life that we'll see how it opens up, how Sri Ramakrishna fulfilled his teachings, showing a practical demonstration how a worldly person should live in this world. And Holy Mother lived in this world without any taint, without any blemish. It's a wonderful life. So, with this introduction, let us go ahead, and lots of things are there, so we'll gradually read it. Yes, Paul.
Swami, let's see. There's a preface. Do we do the preface?
Introduction?
It says, preface, Sri Sarada Devi and her divine is a biography.
Yes. Preface. Start with preface.
Okay, perfect. Sri Sarada Devi and her divine play is a biography of Sarada Devi, the wife and spiritual companion of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, the spiritual phenomenon of this age. Nowadays, Sarada Devi is affectionately and respectfully referred to by her devotees as Holy Mother. When we study her life in depth, we find that she enacted her divine play in 3 parts.
Okay, here one thing, Sri Ramakrishna is a spiritual phenomena. It's not ordinary incident, extraordinary. The life of Sri Ramakrishna is very extraordinary. No instance that we see in the world where a spiritual seeker practiced all religions and with so much intensity, and he realized in his own life from Dvaitic, Advaita, Vishishtadvaita, and from devotees' standpoint, from even tantric standpoint. So he came to show the veracity of all paths, that all paths lead to the supreme goal. Only that path is to be followed sincerely. Sincerity is the main thing, earnestness. That is main thing. You take any path that will lead you to the same goal. Only thing, that path is to be practiced sincerely and earnestly with utmost zeal. So that is why it is phenomena. Sri Ramakrishna is a spiritual phenomena. It's not ordinary. Yes.
First was her Adi Leela, or early Leela, which comprises events from 1853 to 1886. She grew up in rural Jairambati, a small village in West Bengal, and was married to Ramakrishna while still a child. At the age of 18, she joined Ramakrishna in Dakshineshwar near Calcutta and lived with him off and on until his passing away in 1886. Second was her Madhya Leela, or Middle Leela, which includes events from 1887 to 1908. During this period, she went on pilgrimages, passed through various ordeals, and slowly began to conduct Ramakrishna's spiritual ministry. Third was her Antya Leela, or Final Leela, comprising events from 1909 to 1920. She revealed her divinity by showering her spiritual treasures on everyone who came to her.
So this is clear, nothing to talk about. One thing came to my mind, let me tell that. Her life is profound. Once I wanted to give a talk comparing the teachings of Gita, how she practically demonstrated the teachings of Gita in her life and through her day-to-day activities. But as I studied, I was flabbergasted. I could not conceive. I said, oh, she not only crossed all the limits, whatever is expressed there, but she is beyond that. Why she is? Because she is living, still living. So I thought it would be very easy. I'll give some examples from her life, how one should live a detached life, how one should do one's work diligently, with compassion and detached way, and everything to be offered to God. I was thinking that way. But when I studied her life, it was a revelation. I was wonderstruck. Only I could find one shloka that where it says that all the waters of various rivers enters into the ocean, but ocean never surpasses its limit. It absorbs everything. So that only we can see that Holy Mother's life, everything she took, even as we know, few of her relatives were, one was crazy, a mad lady, and some were greedy. Everybody wanted to have their own share. So, and this is one side, another side, all the direct disciples of Sri Ramakrishna and Sri Ramakrishna himself. So her sphere of work was vast, and in that spectrum almost everything is there, and she, with her compassion, she interacted with each one according to their nature. So I could not even imagine. I thought, oh, what a wonderful life. So I was flabbergasted. So that is what there is a sthita prajna, state of sthita prajna. That means a steady wisdom, a person established in steady wisdom. But she is much, much more than that. That shloka is, let me take that out. Apuryamanam achala pratishtham samudramapah pravishanti yadvat. Tadvat kama yam pravishanti sarve sa shanti mapnoti na kama kam. So this only I could find. All other, it was, she surpassed everything. So this life is wonderful. So let us enjoy and let us imbibe her teachings. Yes.
Though we have made this classification, we understand that it is not completely possible to divide Holy Mother's life chronologically, because some events occurred in more than one period. But in a general way, readers will observe in chapters 1 through 9 how she initiated her divine play by preparing herself to be a world teacher. In chapters 10 through 28, how she enacted her drama by demonstrating the 4 yogas in her ideal life. And in chapters 29 through 35, how her drama gradually came to a close. Through her spontaneous outpouring of love and compassion, she revealed her true nature and bestowed fearlessness upon her disciples and devotees. Holy Mother's simple and pure life inspires us. Her modesty and humility overwhelm us. Her love and compassion conquer our hearts. Her struggle and suffering strengthen us to face all ordeals and crises of life. Her contentment and indifference to poverty make us ashamed when we complain and become disgruntled over small things. Her forbearance and acceptance of various ailments, dysentery, malaria, rheumatism, and kala azar, encourage us to endure our illnesses silently. Her grace and forgiveness convey her divinity to us. Her truthfulness and steadiness convince us that we can rely on her. Her common sense and presence of mind show us how to be practical. Her unselfish service and complete self-surrender are models for our own lives. She demonstrated the highest truths of Vedanta in her daily life and harmoniously reconciled the contemplative life with the active life. The Mother's divine life is a beacon for lost and weary souls in this world. Her life and her message help the downtrodden and depressed, as well as those who have lost hope in trying to find meaning in life. Innumerable people are receiving peace and bliss, solace and succor from her simple life and practical teachings.
You know, Holy Mother's life is very simple. And even dress is very, very ordinary. And one may confuse. You know, it happened. She went to Bangalore, and devotees came, and a lady came with good dress, and she was well dressed, and she was also was there. So people came to offer their respects. So devotees came, and when they saw that lady, they started making pranam, and Holy Mother was the other side. So what is the point? Point is, her life was very simple. Her dressing also was very simple. So one may get confused, but Sri Ramakrishna told that she is like wet cat, Vijay Bedal. That means when you see a cat, when it is wet, all the bristles, sits on the skin, then it looks not impressive. But when it is dry, then only you can see in its own form. So, Holy Mother is like that, Chai Chapa. So, like Chai Chapa means fire is there, but it is covered by ashes. So, Holy Mother's life is like that. Though simple, but gist of Vedanta, gist of Gita, even surpassing all these. Because Gita or Vedanta, it is for those who are seekers. She has gone beyond. She herself teaches. You know, this happens. Once Swamiji, a Swami, Sridharanji, asked another Swami, Swami Shantarupanandi, Shantanandiji, that Maharaj, we know that Sri Ramakrishna used to have samadhi many times in a day. Did you ever see her in samadhi? So he did not reply. Shantananji did not reply. Then Maharaj again asked the same question. Again he did not reply. When he asked the third time, he was agitated. What are you saying, Shalil? She is the giver of samadhi. It's not that she is seeking samadhi. So, Holy Mother is the giver of samadhi. Though apparently she is covered with simple attire, and manners are also very simple. Whenever devotees would go, they mistook. Even that happened in Kolkata also. But her life is like a fragrant flower. Because of that fragrance, she conquered everything. Even Swami Vivekananda, who was a terror for others, and who was so intelligent that even Pandits would fear to go in front of him. And when Swami Vivekananda would go to Holy Mother, he would sprinkle Ganga water, take bath in Ganga, so that mind is pure, and go in front of her and prostrate himself before her. So such is Mother. And even he wrote from the USA that, my brother, no one of you have recognized Mother. I'll come and I worship Jantu Durga. Jantu means living Durga. Then my name is Vivekananda. So, Swami Vivekananda was the second person who could know the nature of the Divine Mother, Sri Sarada Devi. Yes, go ahead. Truly.
Yep. Truly, while Ramakrishna's life was one of condensed spirituality that may be compared to the snow in the Himalayas, Holy Mother's life was one of flowing spirituality, like the water of the Ganges. Melted snow turns to water, but they are the same substance. One is solid, the other is liquid. We cannot see the physical forms of Ramakrishna or Holy Mother, but their lives and teachings are living in the hearts of countless people all over the world. Millions and millions of people in the East and the West now think of and meditate on them daily. Every great religious personality gives shelter, rest, and peace to all. Referring to those great souls, Jules Michelet wrote in the Bible of Humanity, "Man must rest, get his breath, refresh himself at the great living wells which keep the freshness of the eternal." There are many biographies and reminiscences of Holy Mother in Bengali, and three important biographies in English. Swami Tapasyananda wrote Sri Sarada Devi, the Holy Mother, in 1940. During the centenary of Holy Mother, 1953-54, Swami Gambhirananda wrote an exhaustive biography in Bengali under the title Shrima Sarada Devi, which he translated into English in 1954 as Holy Mother Sri Sarada Devi. Finally, in 1962, Swami Nikhilananda wrote a beautiful biography entitled Holy Mother. Since that time, however, more information about Holy Mother has come to light. Some of my brother monks and Western devotees have asked me to write an updated biography of Holy Mother. After translating Swami Shardananda's Sri Ramakrishna Lila Prasanga, Sri Ramakrishna and his divine play, I felt my work was half done. Just as a theater audience becomes irritated and begins shouting if an interesting drama ends midway, so I thought the devoted followers of Ramakrishna and Holy Mother might be annoyed with me if I did not complete the whole drama. To this end, I started Sri Sarada Devi and her divine play. It took me almost 7 years to complete this volume, but I deeply felt that this project would help me accomplish two goals. First, it would engage my mind in meditating on Holy Mother for a long period. Second, her sublime life and practical teachings would inspire people in this joyless world. In the 1950s and 1960s, I had an opportunity to associate closely with many monastic and householder disciples of Holy Mother and to hear many stories from them. Those reminiscences of the Mother are my treasure trove. Years ago, I edited 49 reminiscences of Holy Mother, which were published in Bengali by the Udbodhan office in Calcutta under the title Maitri Darshan.
Matri Darshan.
Matri.
So, yeah, Matri Darshan, the Darshan, that means revelation of Mother. So here Swami Chaitananji will present whatever is known up to that time, not only what Swami Gambhirananji, Pasyananji and Nikhilananji wrote, but he'll add more. That is what he is indicating here. And he also collected from direct disciples of Holy Mother. We are also fortunate to see some of them. But he was very close because he was in Advaita Ashram and he used to visit Belur Math often. So he interacted with many direct disciples of Holy Mother. Yes.
The following are the main source materials for this new biography, Sri Sarada Devi and her divine play. 1. Sri Sri Mayar Katha by Holy Mother's disciples. 2. Matri Shanidhe by Swami Ishanananda. 3. Sri Sri Meyer Shrimitakata. Yikes.
Smriti Katha. Okay.
Smriti Kata by Swami Shardananda.
Sardeshananda.
Saradeshananda.
Yeah. So he's a different Swami. Shardananda was Sharad Maharaj. Sharadeshananda ji, who was direct disciple of Holy Mother. And then Sri Sri Ma O Jarambati by Swami Parameshwarananda. He also was direct disciple of Holy Mother. Ishananda also. Ishanananda also. Then Sri Ma by Ashutosh Mitra. He also was direct disciple of Holy Mother. Then Bharati Prana Smriti Katha, edited by Prabrajika Nirbhaya Prana. Bharati Prana was first president of Sarada Math. Then Matri Darshan, compiled and edited by Swami Chetanananda. Then Sri Sri Mayer Padaprante, in 4 volumes, compiled, edited by Swami Purnatmananda. So he was editor of Udbodhan for long years. Now he is the head of Dhaka Center. Then Sri Ma Sharda Devi by Swami Gambhiranand ji. Then Sri Sri Sharda Devi by Brahmachari Akshay Chaitanya. He was also a direct disciple. He joined our order, then he left. But he was very closely associated. Sri Sri Ma Shardamani Devi by Manada Shankar Dasgupta, a devotee. Sri Sri Mayer Jivan Katha by Swami Bhumananda. Sri Sri Ramakrishna Lila Prasanga by Swami Shardananda. So whatever reference came in the Sri Ramakrishna and his divine play, he took some incidents from there also. Then Holy Mother in English by Swami Nikhilanand. So these are the sources from which he culled, and also he edited, and also he added some of his collections from various monks. Yes. Monks and devotees also, maybe. Yes.
Apart from the above sources, I collected materials from many other books and magazines, which are listed in the references at the end. I tried to make this book authentic by using eyewitness accounts and reminiscences of the mother's disciples who lived with her for many years. In addition, I translated the mother's own words as far as possible instead of paraphrasing them. Most of the valuable information and eyewitness accounts in this biography have been collected from Sri Sri Meyer Katha. So I will present a brief history of that work here to satisfy the curiosity of the reader. Swami Arupananda, a disciple and attendant of Holy Mother, began to record his conversations with her in Jairambati and Udbodhan House on 1st of February 1907. After the mother's passing away, he collected reminiscences about Holy Mother from other monks and devotees. Sharajubala Sen, a close disciple of the Mother, recorded her conversations with Holy Mother in her diary beginning in 1911, and she gave this record to Arupananda. The Swami was very happy to have so much intimate information about Holy Mother, but he was hesitant to publish his manuscript. After a couple of years, Swami Shudhananda, a disciple of Swami Vivekananda, went to Varanasi and stayed there for a while. At that time, he read Arupananda's manuscript and was delighted with it. After returning to Calcutta, Shudhananda asked Swami Shardananda to publish those reminiscences and teachings of Holy Mother.
So for a few reasons, in the beginning, Holy Mother was not that uh, revealed. Revealed means many people knew about Sri Ramakrishna when he was living at Dakshineshwar. It is because Keshav Chandra Sen started writing about him in his magazine. And then Swamiji also became very popular because of his participation in the Parliament of Religion in Chicago. But Holy Mother was silent. As she was silent at Dakshineshwar, she was silent in Kashipur, she was silent um, in another place also, where Sri Ramakrishna stayed. So, and also later at Udbodhan, she always was shy. So, until 1953, her pictures also did not or was not displayed by the side of Sri Ramakrishna. Primarily, people thought that this is Ramakrishna Mutt, a monastery. Why a picture of woman should be there? So many people, because of that also, but people had in their private shrine, had her picture. Only after her birth centenary, then only it became so popular. And just before that, people started writing. So Tapasyananji wrote her biography in 1940. And later Swami Gambhirananji, that was 1953. So gradually Mother came to forefront. We are lucky in that sense. Because that time many disciples were there. They knew personally, but not devotees. Devotees were not aware of grace of Mother that much as we at least know now because of so many reminiscences and so many books. So yes.
In 1924, Vaishak 1331, Ramananda Chattopadhyay wrote a short biographical sketch of Holy Mother for Pravasi magazine and
Okay,
requested
just a minute, because this happened in 1911. Mother was still living. So people also were hesitant to reveal her divinity lest she should leave the world. That is why she was covered and also like preserved as it were, so that she remains with us for longer time. That's another reason. That's why. Yes, please go ahead.
And requested her close disciples to publish more stories about Holy Mother's life. When Shuddhananda pointed this out to Shardananda, he agreed to publish Arupananda's manuscript on the condition that it would be edited so that readers would understand the mother's teachings correctly. Arupananda was asked to come to Udbodhan with his manuscript. When he arrived, it was decided that every evening the manuscript would be read in the presence of Shardananda and Shuddhananda for review. Thus, the whole manuscript was revised. Udbodhan published it in Bengali in 2 volumes, Volume 1 in 1926 and Volume 2 in 1936, under the title Sri Sri Mayar Katha. Then Ramakrishna Mutt, Chennai, translated it into English and published it in 1 volume as The Gospel of the Holy Mother.
Yeah, Mayar Katha. Katha means speaking words. And gospel, yes.
Undoubtedly, we are indebted to all those who recorded so much valuable information about the mother. Brahmachari Akshay
Chaitanya. Akshay Chaitanya.
One more time, Swami.
Akshay Chaitanya.
Akshay Chaitanya. was the first biographer of Holy Mother in Bengali, and his book, Sri Sri Sarada Devi, was published in 1937. But the mother's biography by Swami Gambhirananda is the most exhaustive and authentic account, and I relied upon it heavily while writing the present biography. He once told me that he had collected material from the written reminiscences of the mother's disciples, verbal testimonies from senior monks and devotees, printed books and magazines, and M's diary. When I asked whether he had saved those precious documents, he replied that when the book was published, he did not feel any need to preserve them. This is a great loss.
Yeah. And Swami Gambhiranand is my sannyasa guru. So he was very brief. He would not spend one extra word. So he would be very precise. Precision is good, but many things, little tidbit here and there, one may miss. That is why it is great loss. Because many things are not understood in that time, which later may be understood in a better way. So that is why it is a great loss, because that manuscript, those things were valuable. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, that wasn't archival best practices, right, Swami?
Yeah, this is, we Indians are like that. We don't write our diaries. We live life because it is eternal life. But here, people generally record everything. It's new in our order that M started writing the same day. And later, even this edition and editing that happened, why this was necessary? The instruction from Swami Vivekananda was that everything should be presented in a logical way, and also removing all the supernatural or which are not understandable, those things not to be added, and it should be lucid. The spirit should be presented, not the wordings. Sometimes wording may confuse. So spirit should be presented. So that is why the necessity of editing was important, or it was necessary. Yeah. So Gambhiranand, he depended on Gambhiranand. Yes, go ahead.
I am especially grateful to Swami Gambhirananda because his book was the source of my inspiration. I must also acknowledge my indebtedness to Swami Nikhilananda as I use some of his translations in this book. I have tried to avoid repetition as much as possible, but in some places it was unavoidable. For example, 2 or 3 disciples of Mother narrated her daily routine in Jairambati and Udbodhan and described her journey from Jairambati to Calcutta. I included all of these accounts because each person had something new to contribute. This will help the readers view and meditate on Holy Mother from various perspectives. Although Calcutta, Madras, Bangalore, and Bombay have since been renamed as Kolkata, Chennai, Bengaluru, and Mumbai, respectively, we have used the former names in this book as these are the names that were current in Holy Mother's Day. Generally, biographers focus on the important events in the lives of great people and skip the insignificant details, but I included both in an attempt to inform the readers of even the smallest aspects of Holy Mother's life. In the eyes of a lover, everything related to the beloved is sweet and precious. I feel inadequate and incompetent to interpret the mother's life, so I have simply presented all the facts and figures, stories and episodes to the reader, who may interpret them in their own way. Some quotes have been used more than once for continuity of thought and narration.
Yeah, like if you read that Swami Vivekananda in the West, New Discoveries. There, you'll find interpretation of Sister Gargi, Mary Louise Burke. So people may like it, some may not like it. So it is better to present facts and figures. Let the reader interpret according to his or her upbringing or samskaras. Of course, it helps when a person interprets, but many times it may not be right thing, because then one can be uh, like kind of uh, he or she can form the idea according to the author. Rather, one should meditate on this and find one's own interpretation. Say, for instance, story of Ramayana. It is interpreted in so many ways. And even today, same story, but story as are told and retold, and people get so many new interpretations. So that way it is better to leave for the reader to interpret. Yes. What is the time?
8:25.
Okay, so go ahead.
I have tried to make this biography of the mother as chronological as possible, as well as readable and understandable. The mother's disciples were happy in her company. They did not pay too much attention to dates and years, which are important for biographical history. Regarding the chronology of the mother's life, I had a greater advantage than the early biographers because through the efforts of different researchers over the last 50 years, many new materials have come out. I wish to express my gratitude to my proofreaders, my typesetter, my designer, and those who corrected the manuscript on the computer. I also gratefully acknowledge the help that I received from my editors, Kim Satcho Kent, a freelance editor in San Francisco, Pravrajika Shudhamatprana,
Shuddhatma Prana.
a nun of the
Shuddhatma?
Vedanta Society of Southern California, Linda Prug, an English teacher in Kansas City, Janice Thorup, a former adjunct professor of writing at Washington University, St. Louis, Chris Lavato, professor, University of British Columbia, Vancouver, Margie Olmsted, a devotee in Portland, made the index, and Linda Prug prepared the glossary. I know my limitations very well. I frankly want the reader to know that I'm not worthy of writing this biography of Holy Mother. But this verse of the Shiva Mahimna
Mahimna Sutra.
31 induced me to undertake this project. O Lord, where is my ill-developed mind subject to misery, and where is your boundless divinity endowed with infinite virtues? The very thought of your vastness scares me, but my devotion made me fearless and forced me to offer this garland of words at your feet. Finally, I feel blessed that Holy Mother used my body and mind as a writer uses a fountain pen to write her biography. If her children can visualize her divine play through the pages of this book, I will be happy. Chaitanananda, Vedanta Society of St. Louis, 4 July 2015.
So we are lucky that we have seen some of them, if not all, and Swami Chaitananji came here many times, and hopefully he will come again this year if everything goes well. So this is the introduction and his gratitude and the background. So yeah, we can start next day. We will stop here. One thing that one should understand while reading such books that it is not too complete. Rather, after reading, one should meditate on those incidents. Then only gradually he or she can understand and realize the import of such life. So it is not to hurry up, but to digest, to assimilate, and to be strong. This is a great life. As we go forward, we'll understand mother's life is unmatched. Unmatched. Like Sri Ramakrishna, Holy Mother's life is unmatched. So, though she did not, display those things, she displayed some to her own close devotees. When she was in this world, when she was in the body. But now she displays more as days are going by. Her grace is transcending all limitations, limitations of countries, limitations of race, color, gender, any limitation. That's why she's Gondi Bhangama, mother who broke all the barriers, and mother who is not only one birth, Janmo Janmantarerma, not only this birth, previous and maybe future. Mother is all pervading. So, as poet said, Tomar Jivane Lobhiya Jivon, getting life in your life. That means Jivan means water also. So Ganga, the water of Ganga, drinking the water of Ganga, we get life. So this is life-giving life. This will divinize our life. You can see that. And mother is practically doing that. Mother has not stopped working. Her children are everywhere, growing everywhere. And as time will go, we will see that effect. We have seen few, but as we come closer, we can see more and more. So we'll stop here. Akshay, there is no question today? Or is there?
I had a question.
Okay, good. Go ahead.
Like Sri Ram Krishna looked upon Holy Mother as Mother Kali, but what was Holy Mother's attitude towards Sri Ram Krishna?
She also thought Mother Kali. When Sri Ramakrishna passed away, she cried out, Ma Kali go, where have you gone? Oh Mother Kali, where have you gone? This is like I started. So an image came in front of me. Sri Ramakrishna looking at Mother Kali and was painting a picture. So with his stroke of brush came Mother Sarada Devi. So Mother Kali, like the Puranic means mythological. But this time that same Mother Kali is in the form of Mother Sarada Devi. But who Sri Ramakrishna was or is? Sri Ramakrishna is also Mother Kali. Why? Mother Kali was his Ishta. Ishta means chosen ideal. Mother Kali. So what happened? When Sri Ramakrishna had cancer, so he saw Mother Kali is holding like this. What happened? Oh no, I have some bichi hoyeche ekhane. So Mother Kali. So they are not too different. This whole Leela is like this. It's Mother Kali's Leela. Brahman and Kali, the two aspects are there. In the beginning, I wanted to tell, but then I thought it should not be too lengthy. Brahman and Kali. Brahman, when he is not creating, preserving, or absorbing, then it's Brahman. When he is creating, preserving, and absorbing, that state is called Kali. Sri Ramakrishna gave example. Like water, when placid, it is water. When it is moving, it is like Kali. As snake is not moving, it is like example of Brahman. And when it is moving, example of Kali. So Kali means not, like it's, you will see four hands and black complexion and fearful demeanor. But actually it is when you see from distance, then you see black. You see sky blue. But when you go close, there is no color. So similar, it is the play of Mother Kali that we see. So play of Mother Kali as in Sri Ramakrishna, and same thing in Mother Sarada Devi. So Sarada Devi also saw Sri Ramakrishna as Mother Kali. Right? Very good question. Very nice.
Thank
Eh?
you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, let's say our prayer. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamivavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Thank you.
Pranam Maharaj.
Namaskar.
Pranam Maharaj.
Namaste. Namaste.
Pranam.
Namaste. Hari Om.
We started the book.
Yes.